Tradition matters in sport. It's really important, folks. And there's lots of traditions when it comes to rugby. The Balkan Nation has some of its own traditions. Countries around the world have their traditions. But New Zealand, the All Blacks, are famous for their haka, their intimidating dance and screaming before matches. And that was a problem this past weekend. Fireworks, aeroplane, Sister Bettina blasting over All Black haka, slammed as disrespectful, reported in the press today. Now, once upon a time, the French side, France, walked up to midfield during the haka in a menacing show of might. I watched that game. It was actually quite entertaining. While it was cheeky, it was still respectful of New Zealand's haka tradition. However, Saturday at Ellis Park, when the Springboks won that game, the wheels came off on respect. First during the haka and then throughout the game when South Africans imitated rude, boorish France rugby supporters with their booing and hissing whenever New Zealand kicked for a conversion or penalty. That in itself was annoying and disappointing. But we're here to discuss the haka. Oh boy, what the All Blacks wouldn't have expected, however, was being interrupted midway through their Kapa Opanga routine by blaring music through the stadium loudspeakers as an Emirates A380 Airbus flew overhead. That surely was a first, according to News 24. And by the way, what's with an Emirates A380 doing the flyover? Is Saru outsourcing even iconic national moments now? I mean, yes, Emirates is the sponsor for Ellis Park, but that's no excuse. Why not fly SAF Air or Airlink? Probably not South African Airways. They can't get in the air. But I mean, Fly SAF Air and Airlink have done this in the past. Why not them? But let's get back to the haka. With the crowd roaring and embracing every second of the haka, Magarimba's Sister Bettina then inexplicably started playing. Well, and to be fair, in the interest of full disclosure, throughout, the crowd was also loud, boisterous, making tons of noise during the haka, which, that's kind of cool, but that was also while the music was playing. And the story continues. There was perhaps some confusion over the timing of the Emirates airplane that flew over the stadium. Perhaps the music was supposed to be synced with that and not the haka. But either way, the slip-up was labeled as disrespectful by both All Black and Springbok fans on social media in the aftermath. To be honest, the haka, while most of us enjoy the spectacle, entertainment, and tradition of New Zealand rugby expressed in the haka, it's a rather rude performance itself when you think about it, an effort to intimidate a foe, to stare them down. It's actually kind of rude. But hey, it's part of rugby. Let's create our own spectacle as Boka. Tonga and Samoa have their own version. Why not a Zulu, Xhosa, or Boer-inspired haka? Now, that would be pretty awesome. Let's get to it, folks. There's some creative people out there. Some sort of Zulu, Xhosa, or Boer, or mix of them inspired. We'll do our own haka. But the booing during the kicking, that's not a SAFA tradition. It's too similar to the behavior of France supporters. Do we really want to emulate the French when it comes to rugby? I don't think so. Folks, the booing was unnecessary, and it's becoming a problem. It's becoming more prevalent at South African test matches, something that we didn't see in the past. Shame, shame, shame. But the haka, hey, an A380 from Emirates, not a South African airline, flying over the stadium for a South African national test match. Go figure. Thanks a lot, folks. Cheers.